And hello everyone from Lights and Gear. We have a new flashlight to talk about. This is new from Nitecore. It's the first new Nitecore flashlight I've had in a little while, and this is something new from them. It's a new concept, in fact, which they call the Concept 1. This is going to be, I believe, a new series of lights, so we'll see what comes after this. As you can see here, it's 1800 lumens in its top mode, and it's an everyday carry flashlight with some unique features, perhaps, or certainly unique user interface and whatnot. It's quite a departure from what we normally see from a lot of handheld flashlights. The box is extremely different from what Nitecore usually brings us. As you can see, it's all black, kind of a matte finish, and the picture, if you will, of the flashlight on the front is quite different from the rest of the box. Almost has an illuminating effect. So it's very different indeed. Right here on the box, you can see it uses an XHP35 E2 HD LED. That's quite a mouthful, but it is an XHP35 amidst a smooth reflector. But we'll show you all that here coming up in a moment. Elsewhere on the box, you really don't get much of any information at all, except what it says down here in fine print. But anyway, so enough of the box. What you actually get inside the box, I've taken the contents out, but what you get inside of the box is right here. And here you get the little plastic package here, which has all the particulars, which I will tell you about right now. First of all, you have the instruction manual, and it's a good manual which does lay out the law of the land here as far as the light is concerned in all kinds of different languages. And here are the little informational cards that come in the package. This one being the warranty card, and this one with some product information for other Nitecore lights. And the main package right here. Let's turn this upside down, and you get the holster, quality holster, of course, Velcro. And here is the adjustable lanyard with a couple of spare O-rings in the package too. So that's the lanyard. Okay, so here is the flashlight, fresh from the package. And as you can see, it has a pocket clip already attached to it with hex screws. So the pocket clip is where it is. It's not removable unless you want to take these off. Of course, it's not reversible either. The only thing I will say about the pocket clip is this really isn't all that tight. Some pocket clips on some lights are so tight you can almost not even get them over the edge of the pocket. But this one is almost a little bit. It's not. I won't say it's loose, but once you get it over the pocket, it does kind of move around a bit. So I think it'll hold, but I was just kind of concerned. I just wish it were a little bit tighter. And if these hex screws should come loose, hopefully you've got a screw to tighten those up with. I mean, that's no real big deal, and maybe they won't, but I've just seen them in past. On a couple of lights in the past, I've seen them come loose. The power switch is right here. There's nothing on the bottom. In fact, the bottom is, let me show you something, the bottom is magnetic. So there you go. I've never seen a magnetic bottom, a magnetic base, tail cap, whatever. I've never seen that on a Nitecore flashlight before. Usually only of Olights do they have magnetic bases. But anyway, so that's that. And obviously it's flat, so it'll tail stand beautifully. So here is the power switch, and I'll say one thing about it: it's very easy to find in the dark. A lot of them tend to be difficult sometimes. But this is very easy to find in the dark with a pocket clip right there and the switch right here. There is a battery indicator. When you put the battery in, you will get the flashing here to indicate the voltage of the battery, but there does not appear to be a low voltage indicator when the battery runs low. At least I've not seen that in operation yet, and a couple of other batteries I tested, it did not do anything of that nature. So anyway, the look of the flashlight is it's very, I'll almost say it's plain, but it's very functional. The knurling here is not particularly aggressive, So I'm not sure how that would work with extremely wet hands or anything like that, because obviously this is smooth up here. It's not going to roll because of the clip, but this is not particularly aggressive down here. So undo the cap. You have the spring right here. You have a post up in here. And, oh yeah, I didn't show you the LED. It's a smooth reflector. There's your XHP35. The beam distance on this is pretty good. Let me just show you actually, as I sort of skipped from one thing to another, let me show you the instruction manual, just to run down the logistics of it here. And, okay, you do have your Cree 35 LED and bits of information here, of course, which is pretty typical for a lot of flashlights. It says it has an automatic temperature sensor in here to make sure it doesn't get too warm. It does actually get very warm after it's been on for a couple of minutes. You have your ultra clear mineral glass on your lens and so forth. It is impact resistant to 1.5 meters. It's water resistant, or waterproof, I should say, to IPX8, meaning 2 meters submersible. So it is waterproof. And here are your modes. You have Moonlight or ultra low at 1 lumen, and then low at 80, and medium at 300, high at 810, and turbo at 1800. Turbo, there does not appear to be any step down on turbo. When it goes on turbo, it does appear to stay there for as long as it can. It says here 30 minutes, which is estimated. However, it does get extremely hot after a couple of minutes on turbo, so you may just have to turn it down unless you're wearing gloves or something like that. And turbo will not work on a double battery configuration. The light is recommended for an 18650. They say here it's recommended for IMR. However, I have found that it works just as well on ICR regular 18650s, whether they be protected or unprotected. I've found it's pretty good. It just won't work on very cheap batteries. And as I was about to say before, if you're using CR123s or 16340s or even 18350s, it will take all those batteries, but with a 2-battery configuration, turbo mode will not work. So just keep that in mind. You'll only get turbo with a decent 18650. As I say, there are your modes and whatnot, and they talk about the other features here. There are 2 operating modes within the light. You have a general mode and a tactical mode, and that's explained here as well. With tactical, you get instant access to strobe, SOS, and location beacon. With general mode, you get instant access to turbo. However, turbo works with both modes. You can access turbo in either general or tactical, but you can only get SOS and the other emergency modes within the tactical mode. So, and if you want to read more about that, you can do so on my website at lightsandgear.com, where I have lots of information and talk about all the little bits and pieces here that are in the manual, and regarding the modes and so forth. So you can read about that in my written review. Let's take a look here at the flashlight. Of course, we were about to put a battery in it. I have an 18650 battery here. This would be an IMR and or an INR, I believe. Yep, INR. And this is a high drain, so it is what they basically recommend. So put the cap on, and it should count up the battery voltage as soon as it's tightened up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. So 4.1. So there's your voltage. And it does that, of course, whenever you put a battery in. Now, to change the modes on the light, and I'm talking about either the general mode or the tactical mode, you have to twist the cap a half turn and then hold the button down. And so you twist the cap like this, hold the button down, twist the cap again, and it does that, it flashes. And when it flashes once, that means it's in general, and when it flashes twice, that means it's in tactical. So right now it's in tactical mode. And the switch does not work with a single press. You either have to be holding it or double clicking it for it to do something, because accidental activation is quite prominent on this light, or it can be. And if you just give the light a little press like that, you don't want it to be coming on. So in order for it to work, you have to double click, at least for it to do anything at all. And in that case, it's in Moonlight mode as soon as you give it that double click. So let me turn the lights out here. Okay, we are in Moonlight mode right now, and Moonlight mode is pretty much the same in any flashlight. It's about 1 lumen, and it gives you good illumination, obviously, up close. They call this ultra low. They don't call it Moonlight, but I can even just see into the other room there. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. I can just see into the other room there. Now, if I press and hold it, I'll actually get to instant turbo. So that's one way of getting to turbo mode. And this is sort of a tactical turbo. It's a momentary turbo when you do it this way. You're in Moonlight and then press and hold, and you get instant turbo. But as soon as you release it, it goes back to Moonlight. So that's just sort of like an instant. If I want to cycle through to the other modes, I actually have to turn the light off and then press and hold the button, and now it will cycle through. And you see how it went back to turbo there. That's mode memory. So mode memory will keep it in the last mode it was in. Right now I'm in low, so if I turn it off and then press and hold it, it'll come back on in low mode. But if I want to advance to the other modes again, I have to turn it off and then press and hold. It'll come on in low, medium, high, turbo, and then it will switch through the modes like this. So there's low, medium, high, turbo. So that's how it switches from one to the other. Now I'm in tactical mode at the moment, in the tactical programming setting. So if I want strobe from here, all I do is triple click, and I can go 1, 2, 3 like that, and then I'm in strobe. I give it a holding press, and then I'm in SOS, and then I give it another holding press, and I'm in location beacon. And then one single press will turn it off, and then if I press and hold it again, it'll come back on in the last memorized mode, which I think is well, I forget what we're in now. I think it's medium, lower medium. But anyway, that's the basic operation of the light. It was a little bit difficult to figure out at first because I wasn't quite sure from the instructions in the manual how it worked, or at least, you know, the differences between the two settings and so forth. And you can read about them in detail, in great detail, on my written review. So you can take a look there at how you do everything specifically, and you can also check the written review for the outdoor beam shots, which of course is great to look at and gives you an idea what it does outside. There are a couple of little nuances here regarding the switch, so that's what I would advise you to do. Now, if you go over to the other mode, if I, well, let me just tell you, I suppose. If you go over to the general mode, this is tactical that we're in now, so if I go over to the general mode, then instead of the 3 clicks bringing you strobe, the 3 clicks will bring you turbo. So the triple click will give you turbo in general mode, and SO and strobe and the rest of the modes in tactical setting. So that's the basics of that. So that's the Concept 1. I think it's a pretty neat flashlight. It certainly does a few different things, and the user interface is certainly different from the standard flashlight, and maybe some people will like that and some people won't. but that'll be of a personal opinion. GearBest was nice enough to let me try out the concept one and tell you all what I think about it, and the link is below if you want to pick one up at their website, and is also is a part of my written review. So if you want to check them out at gearbest.com, you can do that. And of course, my written review is at lightsandgear.com, and you can read more and see all the see all the nifty pictures at lightsandgear.com. But that's the flashlight. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know below. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and of course, we'll see you next time with more right here. So take it easy, and thanks for watching.